Hi, everyone. I'm Kennan.
I'm Filippo.
And welcome to another episode of Live Now, where Filippo and I are going to have another battle. Yes, we're going to battle to choose. We have picked a decade. So it's the 2000s, the year 2000 through 2009. And we have to pick two cars to have a two-car garage. Two of the best cars currently live on Cars and Bids. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Cool. Okay, are you ready to jump in, Filippo? We're going to start with one of yours.
Ooh, we are.
And this is a 2004 Honda Civic Si hatchback, a Filippo car if there ever were one.
All right, this is a nice EP3 Civic, right?
It looks clean.
It's a Civic Si, 2-liter, inline 4, 160 horsepower.
5-speed manual only?
5-speed manual only. And crucially, look at where the shifter is placed.
Yes, like a
Where
Carrera
it
GT.
should be. Like a Carrera GT. No, I legitimately love these cars. They're not expensive, but there's something so special about these Civics. Here's a couple of interesting things about this.
Okay.
This body style, the hatchback, not available in a regular Civic. This was a Civic Si only, and this generation only body style.
So the more practical design was only on the sporty.
It's notably shorter than the regular Civic. This is like the practical sporty one. It's like Honda was like, I want a hot hatch. We don't sell a regular hatch, but let me sell a hot hatch just because.
Interesting.
It's really rare to find these unmodified. And this isn't 100% unmodified. There's like a tinted windows and a touchscreen head unit. But it's
minor, very minor.
Very minor modifications. And it's really rare to find one in this nice of condition. And also a lot have many hundreds of thousands of miles. This is the 82,500. This is legitimately so cool. I currently own two hot almost hatches. One is an actual hot hatch. It's a GTI. One is a convertible, therefore not a hatch, which is a Fiat 500 Abarth. This is like combine the two. And you get a car that's this size, that has this shifter placement, that is a really high revving 4-cylinder, that is a Honda 4-cylinder and a Honda shifter, which is like the combination you want in life. And it's a hatchback. It's the perfect like daily driver car that you can just wring the heck out of.
I respect it. Yeah. I don't even remember the last time I saw one of these on the road, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there happens to be one near my house, so I see one frequently, but it's otherwise incredibly rare.
Interesting.
But I'm jealous of them every time I see it.
Interesting.
Plus, it's a Honda. It's just perfect in every way.
I've picked something different. I've chosen a Ferrari 550 Maranello. I think
Didn't we have a price cap?
No.
Oh, my bad.
But in your mind,
my
they're
misunderstanding.
No, I chose something. I mean, to be clear, I quite like the Honda Civic.
For good reason.
I think and I love nice examples of cars that are otherwise very heavily modified and like just kind of survivor examples. And that one isn't like ultra, doesn't have like 5,000 miles on it, but it's like a nice car. Like that's a very nice car. Mine, however, is an extremely nice car. So the Ferrari 550, I have said many times, one of my all-time favorite cars. As Doug has said, allegedly, although I think I said it too, is the Daytona of our generation. Front engine, naturally aspirated V12.
Gorgeous car.
Return to form. And this is one of the few Ferraris you and I actually both agree on. We both would own one of these cars.
I would own this car.
That's crazy. Like that means...
It's the only Ferrari that I have any interest in owning.
That's amazing. Like, and I think it has a lot of appeal. I mean, these... It's not as reliable.
Puro Sangue in the background.
Yeah, exactly. Not as reliable as your Honda, but these are reliable as Ferraris go. They're incredibly usable cars. Harry Metcalf often talks about he put over 50,000 miles between a couple that he had in a press car. He's done a lot of miles on them, had very few issues. And of course, gated 6-speed manual transmission, V12, the Ferrari horn, the really high pitched one. It's just everything.
But the shifter placement isn't as good.
But it's also kind of high up. Actually, they're both kind of like in that ultra focused driver position. I love these cars. If you've been in one of these before?
I have. We have one in the office.
Did you get to spend time in that at all?
I sat in it.
Okay.
I don't know if that counts, but this is a really nice one. Under 14,000 miles.
Yeah.
Corsa. Looks beautiful.
And a ton, critically with all Ferrari, it has a ton of service documentation.
Oh, wow.
Which is really important.
That does.
And it's been owned by the same guy since I think 2014, which is always encouraging. It does have the Barchetta wheels. I'm not personally a fan of these, although a lot of people really love these wheels. But it's a very special car. The 550, I mean, these sell anywhere in the $150,000, $200,000 range, up to $300,000 for really
This is
nice
one of the nicer ones. It'll be on the upper end.
Yes, this will be on the higher end for sure. But nonetheless, I can almost say with confidence, we'll look back and think, wow, I can't believe that you could get those for how little they cost.
Yeah,
it's an expensive car, but they will be worth a lot more in the future, mark my words.
I think that'll be true of the EP3 Civic as well.
I think so. Maybe
Different starting point.
different starting point. Yeah. So the percentages might be different,
Yeah.
but we'll certainly see. The nominal number definitely will
Yeah.
be. But I think strong starts.
Can we go to your second car, please?
Sure, we'll go to my
Because, you have a 2-car garage. You'd use this for your grand touring adventures.
special occasion car.
Yeah, what's your everyday car?
A 997
Oh, that is a good car.
.1 turbo. Yes, now with a
right.
6-speed. The 997
last
is
of
an
the
incredibly versatile car. While yes, it is a sports car, and I realize that it also has 2 doors, it technically has 4 seats, and you can fit
It has 4 seats.
very small people that you don't care about very much can squeeze back there.
I made my wife sit in the back seat of a 997 once, briefly.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't very comfortable.
To be honest with you, I've sat in the back of a 996 for an extended period of time and it was okay. But you have to feel, you know what you're getting into here. But this car, 34,600 miles, we've sold it previously on Cars and Bids. The 997 Turbo is one of the all-time great all-rounders. You have all-wheel drive, which, you're not going to take this thing in the snow, really. But for performance,
It's your only second car. You have no choice. It's this or the 550.
well, we live in Southern California, so I don't have to choose. If it snows here, then we have bigger problems. But it is monstrously powerful. It is incredibly nice. The interior got much nicer than its predecessor. They are lovely to drive. The suspension is relatively soft. It's pretty comfortable. I mean, if you're going to have, honestly, if you're
Relatively soft compared to what?
I mean, it is compared to the GT3, which is a rock.
Yeah.
And honestly, like the 550 in this
Compared
are
to a
about the same.
literal rock, it is comfortable. No, I love the 997 Turbo. I love that this is the last of the
Manual
stick turbos.
That's right.
It's a very special car.
I personally prefer the .1s. It's just a preference. I grew up remembering that view.
Yeah.
Now, this one has an aftermarket
100%.
exhaust.
Agreed.
But still, I remember those taillights. I just like the .1s. My friend Luke's dad had a black .1, and I just love the car.
This is a good 2-car garage. If I see somebody open their garage that only has 2 cars in it, and one's a red 550 and one is a 997 Turbo key, I'm into it.
I'm here for it. But your car, your next choice, is one of my favorite cars. I've considered buying an ISF on a number of occasions, but boom, you chose Lexus ISF. But specifically, you chose the Neiman Marcus Special Edition. So
Sure did.
tell us a little bit more about this
All
car.
right, so Neiman Marcus, you're familiar. It's a department store.
Yes.
High-end department store. They, every year, sell a bunch of things in their Christmas catalog. And one of the things that they sell is a car, always, every year. I looked back at an article from 2007, because this was Christmas of 2007 for the launch of the ISF. This is one of the first 50 to come out of the assembly line. And they are numbered. This is number 41. But you would have to call a phone number. And the Neiman Marcus cars would sell out incredibly quickly. This article from Motor Trend says that the prior year, the M6, which was the Neiman Marcus car of the year, whatever, like the car they offered in their catalog, sold out in 92 seconds. So you have to call 1-888-747-4504 at noon Eastern time on October 18th to get one. And this, whoever owned this car first did that and got number 41 of 50. You might be asking yourself, what did that give you? The ISF. So let me give you some ISF basics. I think it matters. 5-liter V8.
Yep.
416 horsepower, 371 5-wheel torque. It's a good sounding V8.
It's a wonderful
And it's just
V8.
a wonderful V8, period. Naturally aspirated, reliable, powerful, reliable. And I'll say reliable one more time. Because Kennan's not familiar with that word.
No, I'm not.
Reliable. It's really special. The ISF also looks great. It's generally known to be actually one of the good sports sedans of the era. Auto only, but that's okay. 8-speed. But I'll tell you what the Neiman Marcus edition got you. Got you a half day of instruction at Skip Barber Racing School.
Just a half day.
Yeah, and as far as I can tell, it's the badges that you went to before, and some accent stitching.
That's it. That's
It was
all
also
the
well
Neiman-
spec'd generally. It had the BBS wheels. It had the Mark Levinson sound system. It had intuitive parking assist.
Ooh.
But those were all things that I think were generally true. Maybe the wheels were Neiman Marcus specific. Can't remember. The wheels may have been Neiman Marcus specific, and they're nice wheels, BBS.
They are.
But it's like, you look back at this, right? And you're like,
I don't think they are.
all right, maybe not.
Oh, I clicked on another Neiman Marcus.
So I think they are Neiman Marcus specific.
Yes, I think you're right.
You want 2 daily drivers, you get an 80,000 mile EP3. And then your other daily driver, which is equally practical but notably faster, you get an ISF, and you get the special edition one that only 50 people in the world own, a Neiman Marcus special build. You think you're special with your 993? You think you're special with your 550? No, only 50 people had this special edition. They had to call in at noon Eastern time on October 18th, 2007. They called that phone number. In the first 90 seconds, they got one. And now it can be yours.
Fun fact, I remember seeing one of these at the exotic car dealership that I used to work at.
That's how special they are.
In period. And they were really pumping up that like Neiman Marcus thing. They thought that was really something.
Yep.
So you've chosen reliability with some fun sprinkled in there.
I've chosen reliability with a lot of fun, and combined, I'm at like 50 grand.
Okay. Yeah, I'm at like
You're at
300.
I don't know, 300 something.
Yeah.
I think that your choices are not 6 times more fun than this.
It might not be
You
6
can't
times
beat
more
the fun
fun,
per
but
dollar.
you have 12 cylinders combined. I have 18 cylinders. I have more cylinders. I have 2
Okay, you have
turbochargers.
50% more cylinders for 5 times the price? No thanks.
I have a Ferrari
That
and a
sounds
Porsche. You have a Honda and a Lexus.
Great.
Let the audience choose which garage they'd rather have. I think for me, if they actually had to own it and maintain it, it would be yours. If they wanted to spiritually take on the challenge, if someone were to give the cars to them, I suspect it would be mine.
I am legitimately thinking about which garage I'd rather have.
I think you go click clack. And
If price were a factor, I would certainly pick my garage. And if price were not a factor,
think about that turbo.
I might still pick my garage.
Oh, you wouldn't. I don't think that's true.
You don't think that's true?
I don't know.
I
The
could
Ferrari
turbo
you'd
my,
get rid
my,
of, but
my
the 99
4-cylinder, by the way. Could do it.
couldn't do it. Look at that. Even you, I think, would be into the 997 Turbster.
Here. Shifter. With the boot, the
felt the Porsche shifter?
rubber shift boot. Have you felt a Honda shifter?
Yes, they are good.
And I rest my case. Please let us know in the comments which you'd choose and why I am correct as a rational human being. But also all of these cars and many other very cool cars from the 2000s and before, including a Fiat Panda, which sadly is a 90s car and I can't choose it.
Yes.
But including a Fiat Panda 4x4 are all live right now
Look
on
at that
Cars and
Fiat
Bits.
Panda.
And I've been tagged in the comments a few times. I don't want to buy another car right now, but man, am I tempted.
As tradition, you're tempted on this particular.
Yep, every time.
Yes, exactly.
But tell us who's right and go bid on the car that you most want.
Yes, tell us who's right. And if you have an interesting enthusiast car, of course, you can sell it on Cars and Bids. Thank you all so much for watching. We will read the comments and we'll find out who won next week.
I'll win.
Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you very soon. Goodbye.